Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new here, welcome and thank you for joining my beautiful family. If you're a day one, a regular, a returning subscriber, welcome back once again, my honey. And if it is your first time coming across this channel, do hit the subscribe button and stick around. Today I have the gorgeous Pearl Thusi, baby. Hey mama.
I'm so honored to be here, guys.
Oh, I love you.
You know I'm a big fan since the first day I met her. Do you remember?
You were so sweet.
But I literally was like, oh my god, I finally get to meet this girl.
You're such a sweetheart.
Now I'm in her house, guys. Yabo. Slow burn.
But thank you so much for coming, beautiful. I appreciate your time. So today we are going to be doing best and worst. We're going to be telling us about your best and worst experiences. Reggie has some questions drafted. Each question is tailored to what he feels like you'd have an answer for, so don't be nervous.
Okay, I'm not stressed.
Are you excited?
I'm not stressed. I'm actually quite excited.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Okay, so first up.
Now I'm nervous. Okay, man. Let's go. I'm a G, let's go.
In your experience, the best and worst thing about being a public figure for both of you.
We should start with the worst.
Okay.
Let's get it out the way.
I mean, either way, as long as you just answer.
Everything has an equal and opposite reaction. Everything is yin and yang. Everything is like, he's got a yin and yang necklace, right? So there's nothing on this planet that doesn't have its worst parts. Like for me, I love the fact that there are days when I can literally wake up anytime I feel like, then have to report to someone every day. That must be terrible. Sorry to you guys who have to deal with that, but shout out to you. However, then there's also the negative parts of what we have to do. So I would say, like, the fact that people can just wake up and create narratives and stories about you and just make things up along the way. I actually was thinking about this morning because I was like, oh, what if they asked me this? And I have this memory. There was a lady who worked at one of these magazines that have died even. And once our kids played together even. So I thought her and I like had built a connection on that particular day because it was an event and we literally watched our kids play together. And I felt like we connected. Next thing, she was the same lady who wrote in the papers that I literally slept with a friend's boyfriend on a ship. Like we had gone on this, like, I think it was a tropical cruise or something. And then I was accused, like, babe, she wrote as if it was the truth. And then at the end, Lala had commented and said, because I phoned her to be like, girl, I just got a call saying that I was doing this and this with your boyfriend. Oh my God, like, you know, that's not true. Firstly, she was like, that's nonsense. I was with you the whole time.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then she wrote it anyway and then wrote that Lala refuted the claims. And I phoned this lady crying. It's the only article I've ever cried about because like I have this wild fear about my kids reading stuff. And she said, I'm sorry, like I just also have to pay my bills. Babe, she ended up in an asylum. There's a guy who messed up while building my house and ran away without fixing the things he did. He literally had to be like, nothing in my life is working. He texted me like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me, like whatever I did. I don't know how I could be affecting these people's lives. But
and it's not even something that you do deliberately. It's obviously just you're protected. So
clearly,
don't fuck with her.
Basically.
And then your best?
The best thing is just knowing you can
freedom of time. I think you did answer
freedom time. Yeah, that's the best thing. But like I think for me personally, the best thing is being able to bring, like, my mere presence can bring joy to people.
Yes,
like that's quite
that's
that is a huge blessing. I think that's pretty powerful.
Shame, I'm so sorry about your experience with that lady. What a witch. That's hectic.
It was so hectic, babe.
That's crazy. People are crazy.
Like after they told her that it's not true.
And honestly, like that's why I always laugh at these things that I read on social media, because I think sometimes consumers can just sit at home and be so gullible to certain stories and entertain them so much, and it's like you guys actually don't understand that some people create narratives and perceptions just to drive numbers to their platforms, you know,
It's
like
clickbait, yeah.
literally, like it's BS just so that they can get some sort of relevance by using people's names and tarnishing their brands and reputations. But anyways, do as you must, darling. Oksalayo siyakupuka.
If you guys knew some of the actual truths, Ngegenizin is cold. Rather, you guys talk about what you talk about.
Sada. So
Yeah.
my best and worst part about being a public figure is that my best part is. Do I have a best part? Yo, sometimes I'm just like, this job.
All the free stuff we get, oh my god, it's not free. We pay with our influence.
Yeah, true. But I think honestly my best part is being able to travel for work. Like being able to travel the world, go to different places, experience different cultures, meet new people, and you know, be paid to be there sometimes for campaigns. And then my worst is basically also what you said, just sometimes people writing things and completely disregarding the fact that you're a human being, you have feelings, you have a family. As much as I have a very thick skin, I don't let a lot get to me, but sometimes I just sit there and I'm like, geez, how would you feel if you were reading such about your kid and it's not even true? So yeah, that's it.
What do you say? So your best part is being able to, I hear you, okay, good.
Yeah.
That was quick, sorry, I took long. I'm going to try and be quicker. My
No,
bad.
don't, please take your time.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I just
Better you
talk
can
fast.
chop, yeah.
Am I talking too fast?
No, you're not. I just
Okay.
take long to get to the point. I'm a Taurus, so I'm old. I don't know, but
It's okay.
Yeah,
Take
thanks.
your time, babe.
Thanks, babe. Thanks.
Your best and worst travel experience.
I don't know.
You start. I don't even know where to go.
My best travel experience. Oh, I don't know. I have so many. My best travel experience. I'd say one of the best places I've been to where I was so happy. It has to be Barcelona. Like I enjoyed. If you haven't watched that vlog, go watch it. But I enjoyed that trip so much. Like every single aspect of it was so fulfilling. I think I was also still like at a young age and very excited about traveling. So every corner I turned, I was like, wow. Like I appreciated the experience more. And my worst travel experience is when I was in Miami. Now, my luggage got stolen.
Oh no.
My brand new duffel bag was taken. It's fine.
I'm so sorry. Hectic.
Yep.
Are you done already?
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm like waiting for more. Okay. I'm sorry about your bag.
Okay, let me tell the story then, because I was transitioning hotels, right? So I was staying at a certain hotel for this amount of time, and then I decided I actually don't want to come home. So I decided to extend my stay and book into another hotel. And
I remember you were on a live even telling us that you're thinking an extension. I was on that live.
babe, I remember.
And you were serving a drink moment. Yeah, you were chilling. You were like, oh my god, I'm having the best time.
Salad, eyes, having margaritas. Those margaritaed because now I'm in the cab and then we get lost. We go to the wrong hotel because I gave the driver the wrong hotel because I'm like lit. And then when I get out of the car, I forgot my bag in the cab. And then when I called the guy, suddenly he can't speak English. Nanina, Ibra Spaniol. I'm like, bro, you have my bag. He's like, no, Ibra Spaniol. I was like, bro. So I called, I literally.
You didn't have the license number?
I had all of that, babe. And then I asked the hotel for security footage. There was a video of me leaving the hotel with the bag, which proves that it went into the cab. So when I called the cab company, I'm like, okay, then put me on the phone with someone who speaks English. Literally, the guy speaks English. He's like, your driver's like, he doesn't have your bag. And I'm like, guys, he has my bag. And I just had to give up. So,
see, it's not just Africa, guys. Like
Everywhere.
This thing happens everywhere, and this politique and propaganda about Africa, especially South Africa, being a place where your stuff is not safe. It's just, maybe here they'll forcibly take it from you, but your stuff will get taken anywhere you go in the world.
Yeah.
Okay, so my best experience for the nostalgia, because I've had a lot of incredible experiences. Like the most recent one was when I went to Rwanda and like finally I got to see gorillas in the wild and walked with them. Like that was, I cried so much because it was also right after my birthday and I felt like it was a birthday gift from my parents. And they're both late, so that was pretty incredible. And what about that? Okay, so it's Thusi, ne? So Thusi is also Mfeni. And gorillas in Fane. So like it felt like I was with my homies. Anyway, that was weird, okay. And then but my actual like best experience, like whenever I think of like some of the best times I've had in my life was when we went to Jamaica with Tropica Island of Treasure, and I was there with, so there was the not famous group, and then there was the famous group, and it was myself, Deleuze, Keenan, Riva, Putti, there's one other person, Mario, I think it was Mario, the other guy, and we literally had the best time. It was just so annoying when people got voted off. I'm so glad I was like the last 3 or 4 people. I got to experience the full thing, and it was such a powerful experience. And whenever I miss Riva or Keenan, like that was literally where we all became friends, or at least where I became friends with them. And Jamaica is a really incredible place to visit. So yeah, I jumped off this hectic cliff. I nearly broke my whole leg. Putti broke her coccyx. No, I bruised my entire thigh. So I don't know if you ever watched that show. My thigh was totally bruised. That was kind of scary. My worst traveling experience, I can't say.
You can't speak about it? That's
because, no, you know why? Because I don't want people from that country to come for me. So without saying the country, without saying the country, like, when you're a public figure, you find yourself in situations where you're asked to do things that you were not prepared for, or whatever, or you put in situations that you were not expecting, but by the time you're in the situation, like, you have to follow through because you're scared. Literally, you're scared, and then you get accused of supporting things or being part of things that you also didn't intend to be a part of, and you can't really explain too much. Or like when you travel through certain parts of the world, and like the airport doesn't have like things that you're like super accustomed to, and then or it's like the air conditioning doesn't work or something. That for me is what can really set you off a bit.
The best and worst feedback you've ever received for like something you've done or something you've been in.
Okay, I'll start. I think I've got an answer. For my acting stuff, like Catching Feelings specifically and Queen Sono, it's crazy how much feedback I get like abroad for that, like powerful feedback, like just people who can't believe that maybe the show was cancelled or this or that, or people who are like, I really love Catching Feelings, I feel really much closer to what really is happening in South Africa or the African continent in terms of the middle class, or what conversations are being had, or just the performance in itself. So it's really, really exciting when I did those things years ago, but like the fact that when I go to the States and Europe, and sometimes even when I go to South America, like there are people who are like, oh my God, are you Queen Sono? Or are you the girl from Catching Feelings? Or are you the girl from this? And that's just insane to me. But it's really encouraging. And I'll say in the same breath, my worst feedback has been from home. I never get bad feedback like abroad, like not in that way. If I get any sort of constructive criticism, people will have something to say about the production of the shot or how I played a particular. It'll be very thought out criticism, not just like you are terrible.
To bash you.
But I guess this is also to encourage everybody else for transitioning. I've been apparently bad at every single thing I have done, and I have done a lot of things. But when I transition to the next one, I'm always told to stick to the one I was good at just before. So
in the time,
people who don't like you are just going to think everything you do is terrible, and you have to make peace with that. So I've made peace with that. When I left modeling, and well, not left, but like when I moved from modeling to acting, I was a terrible actress until I wasn't, until I was the first African Netflix star. And then when I went to radio, it was like, what is she doing on radio? But I was with Fat Joe, and to this day, it's one of the most famous weekend radio shows that ever existed. So my worst feedback is always the best way I know that I'm doing something right, because like I said when we started this, equal and opposite reaction just means how well you're doing is how bad some people are going to be affected by it. So
I'm glad that you don't like internalize any of that, because you're freaking amazing.
No, I'm so tired of internalizing. Thanks, babes.
Oh, one of my best feedbacks I'd say is recently an award that I got from the DSTV Content Creator Awards, the OG award. I was like, damn,
you're already an OG?
I looked at as an OG.
You're a dog. It's weird, right? It's weird, right? It's so weird.
It's so weird.
It's so fucking
But yeah,
weird.
I appreciate it. And then the worst feedback, oh gosh, I think the worst feedback was probably in the beginning of my career, like when I first started. So before I started my digital career, I started off as a freelance makeup artist because I was doing a makeup course on the side while I was studying marketing. And I started a business page and I used to post a lot of my clients. Girl, I got dragged. There was a time when I was on Top Billing. Oh my god, it was so bad. There's a time I had an episode on Top Billing where I was booked as a makeup artist, you know, to have also have an interview on my career as a content creator.
Yeah.
And I got to do like a winner's face. Someone entered the competition, I did their face on camera. And
Wasn't your face like 20,000 rand a face?
no, babe, not.
I remember
that. So affordable.
You were trending.
They even lied and said I charged 20k for a face. Like what?
I was like, damn.
Best makeup artists now charge that amount. I mean, come on. But anyways, I was doing this girl's face. Sana, people completely shifted the purpose of the interview being about my career, what I do, you know, beauty essentials, and focus on how badly I did that girl's makeup. I trended on Twitter for like 3 days.
Was it bad? When you looked at it, was it bad?
I didn't think it was bad. I really didn't.
What did the girl think?
She was so happy. She was happy. She even went on Twitter to be like, I don't know why you guys are hating because I'm so happy with my face. You guys were not there. Da, 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 da. So I mean, obviously now I think it's bad because makeup techniques have improved, but at the time I didn't think it was bad. I don't know. Please don't bring back those pictures, guys.
I actually was gonna ask you to do my face today. Then I thought I do not have 20,000 rand to be back.
I haven't done faces in so long. I would have done if you asked me to do.
But maybe we should do a video where you do someone else's face.
Yeah, maybe I should.
Just
God,
to see what happens. Without any practice. Maybe I'll even, I don't know if it should be me, but the other person does you.
I'm happy to do your face. You have beautiful features. So do
okay,
it's gonna look good because it's on Caesar. Next question, Reggie.
Your best and worst interview moment. So, Pearl, for you, this could be either when you were interviewing someone or for the both of you when you were being interviewed.
I have a story. And you know what?
Should you say?
I've never spoken about this.
And there's no need to mention names if you don't want to.
No, man. Also, everyone's gonna know who it is. I think. I'm sorry. This thing might.
Is it me?
No.
Oh.
When have I interviewed you?
Because you like to me. I'm sorry. I'm like, hey,
No. I don't want this whole thing to become about somebody else. That's the thing. But if I'm gonna answer this question honestly, it was when I had a guest.
Okay, so just to
and behind the story. Yes, the worst. Okay. I'm always gonna get the bad news out the way.
Okay.
So this guest is like 3 hours late, right? Am I supposed to look at you or the camera? Does it matter?
Well, either way.
Okay, go. This guest is 3 hours late, babe.
Mm-hmm. You were interviewing them, right?
Yeah. A lot was happening in that person's life at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so they finally arrive, and once they arrive, I'm still like super preppy because I just want to have negative vibes, like especially when I'm about to ask somebody like super personal questions, whatever. Cool. But as this person arrives, the first thing I hear is, can't ask me anything about this. This defeats the entire purpose
of the interview.
Well, 70% of this interview is going to lead to that. So I mean, then I was like, okay, but now you're this late, I don't have time to prepare, and think. Then I thought, I'm a smart girl, I know how I'm gonna work this whole thing. I'm gonna try to do it in another way because I don't have time now to think about it. And the venue's literally gonna kick us out in 45 or so minutes. We sit down and I calm down and I just try and think calmly, and we start the interview. And as we start the interview, there was no apology.
Formally.
There was no I'm sorry. Well, at least not to my face, maybe to someone else in the team. No I'm sorry, nothing. Just sat down like I don't know, like I was being done a huge favor with their presence. And basically didn't answer a single question. And when the public saw it, I actually told them to pull the interview. I was like, I'm happy to do another interview without being paid or whatever. And they said, no, let's put it out, it's fine. And people actually were like, she wasted
your time.
Yeah, people weren't even mad at me, but that was my worst experience because this was someone who I cared for, someone I knew personal information about that I didn't use against them during the interview to be like, but you told me this, you know what I mean? And this person knew that I knew that stuff, so I was just like, girl, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's fine, whatever. And I just kept it moving. And since that day, like, I've never spoken to that person, because for me it wasn't just a thing of she needed to protect herself. Like, you disrespected me, like you touched me in my studio basically, and you could have done so much better. You didn't give me a phone call afterwards to try and say, yeah, you know, girl, like, I'm just, so much is happening,
and
or
no
whatever.
communication happened prior while
Nothing.
That's hectic.
Best interview, so many. I know Kevin Spacey is not the guy to talk about right now, but he was one of my best interviews. And my interview with Mariah Carey was really amazing. She was hating on the previous person, so to punish the next person, she was being super nice to me, and I was lapping it all up. And then she said my skirt was nice. Shout out to Tula Cindy. This is years ago.
Yeah.
But I've had many other incredible interviews. It's just, I don't know, that's coming to mind right now.
I don't even know how to answer this question. Oh my gosh. My best interview, I feel like they're all the same.
Your best interview moment.
My best interview moment.
What about Unfollowed? How was that?
Oh, Sana.
I watched snippets of that. I was like, this looks so uncomfortable. I was like,
Listen. Oh my gosh. Honestly, I don't even count that as my worst interview, because I sort of knew what I was getting myself into, right?
Yeah.
And to a certain extent. And you know what? Just, okay, since we're here, let's talk about it. I literally told my manager that I don't want to do this interview. When the brief came in, I declined it. Because they first contacted me directly, I declined it. Then they went through my management, I declined it. And then after like a long conversation with my manager was like, listen, you know what? I think you should do it. It's a great opportunity for you to clarify certain things that are out there. And I was like, I don't have anything to clarify, because this is the reality of my life right now. So, I mean, people are going to have opinions about it, but this is what's happening in my life. So I find I did it. I think I'm a very, like, I don't know, I don't want to call myself delulu, but I can be in a very hostile situation and be like, oh hey, like yabon jagwa's nugu player of a lot of things. So in that moment I was like, I'm not gonna entertain this whole situation. We're gonna have a proper conversation about whatever that they wanna ask me, but I'm not gonna pull who's that guy, Tallest Mo, and start screaming and crying. That's what's not gonna happen.
which was when I interviewed him. You know, he wasn't screaming and crying when I interviewed him.
Yeah, but like that moment, I was like, I'm not gonna give that to them. I'm sorry. So yeah, it was just a very weird interview, but I wouldn't count that as my worst. But I think the reaction from the public is what I could say made it my worst, 100%, because I didn't expect it to become such a deep briefing, unpacking session, but everything I do gets unpacked, so it's fine.
Do you ever feel like you really underestimate the impact you have on people? Like, I don't wake up and look in the mirror and be like, yo, Pearl Thusi, what are you serving the world today? Like I don't wake up like, it's only when I get out and people are like, yeah, Pearl Thusi, when I'm at the garage. Like yesterday, I was, I'm an eco white person, I'm an eco fata. Like, so I don't want plastics. Like, if I forgot to bring one, I'm suffering.
Yeah.
And Oguchi was in the car, like, watching a video, and the petrol attendant was making sure everything's fine, whatever. I rushed back. Babe, I'm carrying things. My outfit, terrible. Like, I didn't even try. And I just heard, yo, go here, Pearl Thusi! I was like, oh my God! Before they pull out their phones, and I ran in the car, and I just, luckily when I switched the car on, the music went blaring, and I could pretend like I didn't hear anything, and I left. So,
yeah.
Do you feel like you underestimate, like, that you're Michali?
I don't know. I think so. Maybe I do. I don't know. I don't think I do in a work environment, but maybe in my personal life I do. Because I mean, I don't navigate every single situation in my personal life with the perception of, oh, this is why I'm such a big deal. Obviously in work, when I get booked for a gig, I walk into the room understanding that I am who I am and they booked me for a reason. I need to put my best foot forward. I think one of my favorite was the one that I did for ETV. It was ETV, what is that segment called again?
On which show?
I forgot the name of the show. We'll put it on screen. But it was an ETV interview where they basically like unpacked my career from the beginning till the end. We spoke about a couple of personal issues. We also delved into my father's passing, and that really made me emotional and that moved me. So that's probably one of my best interviews.
Okay, powerful.
So we're moving on to your best on-set experience. Best and worst on-set experience.
My best on-set experience is any on-set experience where you are fully catered for. So generally, I've had a good experience with all Netflix productions. Like whenever I'm part of a Netflix show featuring on a Netflix series, I'm well taken care of. There's going to be a private dressing room. Everything that I ask for, coffee is there. Like I'm a huge coffee person. If you're going to book me for an early call time, please make sure it's coffee and Red Bull, because if there isn't, I'm upset. But yeah, those are my favorite on-set experiences. And I think my worst on-set experience is almost like what you said, when people ask you to do more than what you signed up for. Like, I don't know, productions and people can be so weird sometimes. Like, you'll agree that this is what we're shooting and this is what we're doing, and then it's like the moment, especially when it comes to talent, they love to exploit talent. So the moment your team looks away or your manager is going to do something, we just quickly need you to come, and and it's just like, but that was not part of the deal. So I don't have a specific one to pinpoint, but I'd say overall that's my worst.
Okay, powerful. I've always wanted to talk about this, so I don't know if we're gonna have to make the question work for my answer. For me, it does actually work. For me, working with people that I never thought I'd get a chance to work with. And I'm not talking about just like a Priyanka Chopra or a Blair Underwood or like the other incredible people like in terms of fame that I've worked with. I'm talking about people like the guy who played Georgie Zamdela. Like, I never thought I could play pretend Georgie Zamdela's my dad. Are you joking? Me? Hectic. Or Ustumo, Joe Mafela.
Yeah.
Like, he played my dad on Zone 14.
That's
like,
cool.
the most, like, to this day, I can't actually get past that. Who else? And I don't know what's going on with my brain, but I'm blanking out, like, the lady who played my grandmother on Queen Sono as well, like a super icon. I don't know why her name is like, this is so humiliating. I'm aware that this is humiliating, so go on and do it more. And then who else? Just like those type of people, like the people I worked with on Isitingo, people I worked with on Zone 14, like Mama Gasomizi. Like her and I were like thick as thieves on set. So I was kind of punished when she passed away. Like it was quite sad for me. And there's a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
It's just that right now, but I think especially Joe Mafela and Georgie Zamdela, which is his character name. Like I never thought I'd get to work with Barker Haynes. Like that was wild for me. So that's my best. My worst is just generally like when you get to a place and like there's no preparation. It's disorganized. Like I've been on sets where there was like flies in the food, but I was having the best time of my life. Like I was young. I won't say which production, but I was very young. Like, and we made a joke about it. We found a fly once in the food, and actually no, I posted about this, so it's fine on Zone 14. I posted about this, and Mary, Samita's mom, literally. She was imitating the fly in the video. If I find the video, can I send it to you? She was imitating the fly. She was like, very well done. And then she says when you put it up, the fly just went like this. And she imitated the fly. It was the most hilarious thing. Funny. So for me, it's really about the energy on the set. Yeah. If everything else is not great, like at least can the energy be amazing?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I feel like your best made my best sound so whack. But yeah, I 100% agree with you. Like those moments where you're around people who are very powerful and you're like, oh my god, like I would have never thought. Yeah. But obviously you're more of an actress than I am. I've just featured on like a couple of things.
But there must be someone you've like rubbed shoulders with.
100%. But for me, it wasn't on set. It was going to YouTube Black. Like I got to meet some content creators that inspired me, like people I used to watch.
That's basically a set for a content creator.
True, but it was more of like a summit. So, but yeah, I get what you mean. So, for example, when I went to Atlanta, the YouTube Black experience, I literally got to meet Jackie Aina and so many of these other, your Diera, and these other content creators I used to watch growing up, and it was like, oh my god, like, fuck, this is me. And I still have
I made it.
The book. There was like they made us like a yearbook of all of us that attended, and like seeing my face there amongst them. Oh yeah, 2019. So like seeing my face amongst them, and like, so everyone got profiled, and it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe
that's
there I am. Not me with the blonde, honey.
Serving.
And they literally speak about like where you from.
Are you from Kokstad?
Why are you so dead? Why are you laughing? She hates me.
I'm sorry. That was an accident.
What's wrong with Kokstad?
Babe, it's like Kokstad. Like,
I'm gonna need all my Kokstad crew to unite. Not that's my thing.
Kokstad. Anyway. Also, man, like, who's serious and from Kokstad? No, I'm not in a mean way, man. Like, kinda where's David Gao from? It's also got a I forgot. No, but it's got a K. But it's like 3-hour drive from here.
I don't know it.
Excuse me.
Sana.
Sorry, I'm sorry, babe. I just thought like I never thought I'd see like a Kokstad next to like a L'Oreal infallible foundation review. like Kokstad. Yeah, hectic.
Yeah.
Kokstad, KwaZulu Natal. Like I even forgot it's in KZN.
Have you ever been there?
No.
I should take you there.
Please take me there.
Let's come to my granny's house.
What happens there?
It's like a small town.
Yo.
Adam Cock is from there.
Adam Cock is from Kokstad.
Yeah, that's why it's called Kokstad. It's named after like a little bit from him.
How old is Adam Cock?
He passed on. He's the guy who discovered Kokstad.
How?
They were one of the colonizers. I mean, it's not something to be proud of.
But when are you guys gonna change the name?
No, they never have.
Kokstad.
They never
It's even an Afrikaans word technically.
It is very Kokstad.
Hectic. Okay, well.
Kokstad.
Michaeline Damase from Kokstad. Love it for you.
Thanks,
I hate how I discovered that you're from Kokstad.
Next question, Rachel.
Okay. The best and worst thing you've seen being tweeted about you.
You're Asana next.
Let me just check right now. What's probably is gonna be the first one I see.
You don't have.
I'll answer. The best thing I've seen being tweeted about me is I feel like my answers are so repetitive, but just people respecting content creators as a whole and respecting my career, understanding what it is that I do. And then I think the worst thing, just to also like go back into something, is that sometimes, you know, some people will tweet me or message me and be like, oh my gosh, I'm going through such a depressive episode in my life, and just watching your content brings me so much joy. It gives me a purpose, and it feels like it's giving me another reason to remain alive. Like, you give me so much hope. So those are the best kind of tweets or messages I see. And then the worst is just like yeah, like just the negative stuff. I mean, I don't really take a docu of everything, but recently I saw this other guy. There's this guy on Twitter who's like obsessed with me. He'll write like a long paragraph, like, yo, I shame. He's enrolled in this institution of Mitlani Damase / false news. So he was just writing some bullshit about how like there was this rumor now when I was in Miami that apparently I'm dating some guy from Zim that I've never even met. I don't know who that
The big guy. There were screen grabs floating in the
Babe.
WhatsApp groups, babe.
Imagine.
I'm sorry. I was like, damn.
That was BS, guys. I literally have never met that man. He even put out a statement and he was like, guys, I've never met this girl.
Who just started it? Because it was written as if it's a fact.
He was in Miami. Everyone was in Miami. It was like Ultra Music Fest and stuff. So he happened to be there, and then I was there. And then I guess because people are so twisted and so excited to associate me with any man, they were like, oh, Mhlali, him, same city, let's go. Drake was there whining. Not Drake. Singing Manj. So yeah, literally. So fine, I see that tweet, and that time I'm with my girl. She flew in from New York because we're doing the concert and everything together. So we're in bed together and we're like, let's make a TikTok. So we do the Kardashians on TikTok, and then I speak to people and I'm just like, I don't understand how people would think I'm with this guy. Firstly, even the hotel bathroom he posted in was completely different to mine. So this guy writes a whole paragraph talking about how I'm a high-class prostitute and I'm this and I'm this and that. So that's probably like some of the worst things I see about myself. But they don't bother me anymore. But if we talk about the worst tweets, yeah.
Hectic.
But yeah.
I'm sorry. I need to get the Kokstad out of my head. I'm sorry. so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So, for me, I think the worst is like there used to be even a time like early Twitter days where like, okay, not early Twitter days, like when I became famous Twitter days, where people would say things like, oh, like she deserves to be like raped, or like I would cut her up, and like I've seen stuff like that being said about me online. Yeah. So, or like, oh, her children this, her children. For me, anything that could affect my kids is the worst thing. Yeah. Like that's basically it. In a negative way. So obviously in a negative way, but anything that like is false, or even if it's actually even true, but is not supposed to find its way to my kids' ears. Everybody's parents has secrets or things that they would never want their children to find out. I don't know why. Maybe as a celebrity, like you're not allowed to have that type of you know. So that's quite sad to me. That there's, I mean, for example, like we all know that whoever decided it was a good idea to release the video of Keenan losing his life, like
that was
like
horrible.
No one thought of, like horrible. People are so quick to judge, but they're the same ones who do things that are ridiculous for attention. You know, we don't have to beg for attention anymore. So when you watch people judge us for having a lot of attention but do crazy things for attention, is like, it's always like, what an oxymoron. So that is for me wild. And anything that can affect my kids is the worst thing. Best things, I guess anything positive, but you know, I believe in that whole they hail you then they nail you type of thing. Like I don't buy too much into when people try and excite me or hype me or buy into me, because people are so fickle, they change their mind so quickly. But I think the best online experience for me was when Queen Latifah shouted me out, like, oh my God.
Saw that.
That was a big moment for me.
Pearl Thusi. What's up? This Queen Latifah. I just wanted to give you a shout out and let you know, sister, you strong, you're bad, you know. I'm watching you do your thing. You keep doing your thing, and one day maybe we get to do something together. That'd be hot.
So I think it's when I've received love from people who are too high in life to look down on me, or because you don't ever pull somebody down unless you are below them. Yeah, 100%. Do you know what I mean? So 100%. When I look up and there are people throwing down like a ladder for me or whatever, and using social media, like that's exciting.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Powerful, babe.
Okay. Your best and worst concert experience?
I'm scared to say this. What if I meet her and become friends or something one day?
I'm also scared.
That's the thing about our lives. Like anything can
I know
happen.
I could never. I probably won't be friends with her because we're not in. Obviously, I'm not a musician, but you never know. Like I'm scared. But I don't want to mention names. But there was someone's concert that I went to who I really, really, really love as an artist. She's super talented, a great rapper. Do not comment her name in my comments.
I know exactly who you're going to say.
I was very disappointed when she came to Joburg because I felt like the whole time in the concert she was firstly very shocked that we know her music, which is like a little bit offensive. It's like, do you think that we don't? Yes.
Oh, okay.
And like,
same.
She was like,
same.
Oh my God. Like she was shocked that we know her music. And at some point she sat down and she wasn't giving the performances we see her do abroad. So I was just like, okay, so I didn't appreciate that. But overall I love her as an artist, very talented. I just wish she gave us more. And my best, Betuna, Drake. Like what else? Who else?
Ghana, you went to the concert
twice.
Wow. Do you know that I once ditched a Drake concert here in South Africa that my boyfriend at the time had suffered to find a ticket for?
Why?
And because Lil Wayne was here twice. Like, are you joking? I went to Lil Wayne twice, one after the other.
Yeah,
the one concert I was with my friends. No, the first one I went alone. I didn't want anyone to be like, fetch me at this door, come with me to the toilet. I didn't want any disturbances. Like I went by I even threw my bra
at him, babe.
He didn't catch it. I told the security to bring it back. And then I remember it was like a pink peach what bra. I said, I love that bra. Oh my God, bring it back. And then I miss Drake. I was just like, I don't actually, like I love Drake, but like Lil Wayne's like my guy.
But them together, have you seen them together?
Drake ended up showing up, and apparently the sponsors were so upset that because Drake was never supposed to show up.
But it's so beautiful. Like
it was so dope.
I recently saw them together in Miami, and it was just like, YMCMB, Mtakabao.
Did I mention my worst yet?
You agreed with mine, but unless you have something else.
Oh, the male, not the male equivalent, but there was a man who came to South Africa.
Oh, was he bad?
He wasn't bad. He was just underwhelming for me.
Okay.
Like she was underwhelming because like I was so excited.
Yeah,
like I know all the bars. Like I was ready, and I just
went and I bought a wig.
Oh no!
I was so sad.
Anyway,
But
so that
it's
was my
fine.
worst.
Still love her.
I don't know if I even said my best, but
You did. You Lil Wayne. Is it Lil Wayne?
I guess yeah. Let's say Lil Wayne. Oh my gosh, Paula Draws. Anyway.
In your opinion, your best and worst on-screen performance?
Oh, and Pharrell called me on stage once.
Where, in SA or abroad?
Yeah,
Ooh.
but the thing is, I'd also met him in London when we did the thing, and then I was on stage, and he recognized me only once I got there. He was like, "Girl,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "Ah." Then we just.
Hey, I love
sorry,
it.
sorry. Please repeat the question.
Your best and worst on-screen performance?
That's definitely for you.
You as well.
Sana and performer Pimna.
I'm sure you've been asked to do something on screen. I heard that you once suffered in front of an auto cue.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I heard that once.
In front of an auto cue?
Yeah.
What's an auto cue?
Teleprompter.
Yes, a teleprompter. It's called auto cue.
Oh, like I
Yeah,
couldn't
both.
read.
Oh, that you just like it was your first time or something and you didn't know the words were gonna move. That's what somebody said. Is that true?
What? I don't recall that.
Babe, they said someone was just like you were stressed about the words moving.
No ways. There's no way. Wait, I have no recollection of this.
Hectic.
I once hosted an award show though, I won't lie, where I was aware and I had key cards, but then I went backstage during the break to have a meltdown because I was like, I'm not sure if I'm good enough for this opportunity. But like I was reassured by some music because we were co-hosting. He was like, you're doing great, like yeah.
You're doing fine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so then I heard wrong. Thank God, because that was gonna be a lot. My
started that rumor.
For me, my worst experience on screen. There was a day when I was shooting Queen that I was just like exhausted. Like I was finished, I was tired. Oh my God, I got there that morning, got there on time. I kind of like had gone through the lines, but I'd reached like that place where I felt so empty. So I went to the director, Debza, incredible director, multi-award winning, he'll never let you forget it. And I got to him and I said, dog, like, can I speak to you? And he was like, yeah, what's up? And I said, well, look, I'm not okay. Like, I'm exhausted, I feel empty, and I don't know what's about to happen when you say action, but like, I just want to let you know that it's me, not anyone else. I'm not going to blame anyone for whatever I'm dealing with. But I'm sorry that I'm about to let you down.
That's such a grown thing to do.
Like, yeah, I was like, I'm sorry. Actually, I'm getting emotional even thinking about it because I was really feeling like down. And he was like, wow, what a beautiful thing. And I just thought, how is this a beautiful thing? Like, I just told you I'm suffering. And he was like, no, like, you didn't come here and blame anyone else or whatever. You just like owned up, whatever. And I just think that type of self-awareness for any actor is just so important. And I was like, well, thank you. So he validated what I was feeling. And that's when I realized how important good, intelligent directors with good EQ are. When I got on set and I performed the scene, it was the best performance I think, personally, I think I gave.
I think you also needed just that reassurance of being able to say to someone that I'm not okay, and then for to be like, that's okay.
Yeah. So that was it. Otherwise, the only other thing is, the worst experience is when you're just working across someone who's just like boring. not even like bad at what they do, like just boring, maybe even bad, but like just someone who's more worried about what this opportunity means than about what this moment means for the character that they're playing or whatever, like what the moment itself means, or they arrive not like knowing stuff. It's so irritating.
I was part of this other Netflix series and I was also like featuring with Lasizwe, and I featured in both seasons, so that was quite fun. And then my worst, sometimes you think something's the worst performance, and then when you actually watch it, it's like, I didn't do that bad. But yeah, the awards I mentioned.
It's how maybe it felt while you were doing it.
Yeah, the awards I mentioned, I was really beating myself up on set. I didn't feel like I was, good enough for the job, because I mean I've done my TV appearances here and there, but to host a whole award show alongside Somizi, who's freaking amazing at what he does, I felt very insecure.
Did they not like rehearse or practice with you before? Like?
We did, but we only had one rehearsal the day before.
Which awards were these?
It was the gospel ones. Not gospel.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about.
Something. They started with a K.
The Cockstad Go.
Kumbula something, those kind of awards. So yeah, we had that, and it was during COVID, so even the rehearsals were tough because there was a limited amount of time of people, so it wasn't in front of a crowd, but we were doing it for TV.
So it was also during COVID. It's tricky because usually like there's even a presenting school where they'll come and like teach you things, whatever. I went to that school just to be sure.
It was none of that, babe, so yeah, I felt very overwhelmed, but it went well.
You were in the deep end, babe, and you swam. That's all that matters.
I swam, yeah.
So, your best and worst encounter with an ex?
Yo,
Don't need to mention names.
Best and worst encounter with an ex. That's hilarious. My best encounter with an ex. Is the best encounters with exes though? I mean, I guess when you just have a bad ending with someone where you guys are still cordial.
Is this when they're already your ex or like? Oh,
yeah.
I was trying to scam. Okay.
Yeah, I think my best encounter with an ex is actually recently. There's an ex of mine who we dated a couple of years ago. We dated for a very long time, and we were young, and we're friends now. Like, we're cool. We can see each other and have a drink. We can talk over the phone when I need business advice, when he needs any advice pertaining to my space. So yeah, shout out to him. He's a cool guy. He's doing well for himself. Proud of you. And then my worst encounter with an ex, there's this guy I'd broken up with who, I don't even know. He's a bit weird. He's a bit crazy. I mean, my friends always said he was weird even when I was dating him. So he would just do like really weird things. I'd be having lunch with a friend, and he'd just rock up and be like, oh, see, I told you I'd find you, and things like that. But he never harmed me, but it was just giving creepy, possessive vibes. Yeah.
Is he stopped?
Yeah, he has stopped.
I found you. Okay. My best encounter with an ex, my funniest. I don't know if it's my best, but it's my funniest. There was this gorgeous guy I dated, and we were at this party. We were all in LA. We were at this party. It's this amazing party, like only the who's who there in LA get to attend, especially in the African American like film space and entertainment space in general. And then I don't remember if I'd spotted him, and then this young actress friend of mine, I won't say who it is because she probably doesn't want to get involved. Too much will become obvious if I say who it is. She comes to me, she's like, oh, did you see? He's here. And I'm just like, who? She's like, she shows me, and I'm like, oh my God. And I think she wanted to meet him because somehow they are linked up because work-related stuff. But she had never gotten the chance to meet him. Then she was like, why don't you go say hi? And I was like, girl, no. Like, if he sees me, he'll see me and he'll come and say hi. Also, I don't know who he's with, like, you know. Yeah. Then she was like, basically call me a pussy. Like, I'm scared or whatever. And what you won't call me is that. So now, because I'm kind of like a mentor to her, I kind of didn't I got scammed by like a 24-year-old. And anyway, so then I went over to greet him, but mostly like back in my mind I didn't want to talk to him because we hadn't spoken in a while, but we're cool, like we're so cool. And then I introduced them, and initially he was a bit confused, and then I was like, that's the girl from the... Then he was like, oh, then he got it, and then he greeted her, and that was my best encounter because it led to other things, which was great.
That's lovely.
Yeah. Video.
He's back.
So yeah, we ended up having a lot of fun together.
Boy.
And my worst experience with encountering an ex, have I ever encountered an ex? I think the worst thing was like, there was one who was dating my friend all of a sudden. My colleague friend.
That's weird. Didn't that upset you?
Didn't that upset me? No, because I broke up with him and it was like just a little bit of a while. It's actually happened twice now. It just happened again recently.
That's really weird.
It is weird. The thing is, I don't have a problem with it because I don't really feel like I have a claim to anyone's decision making regarding their private parts and their souls and their lives and their hearts.
100%, but I also feel like
But it's always
friends, there's no reason for friends to be dating friends' exes. That's just my opinion. Maybe that's why I also have like 5 friends. Because now if I'm befriending the whole industry, then I'm just gonna be like I'm gatekeeping men.
Hectic. No, I don't have an issue with it. I don't like standing in the way of people's like happiness and whatever. Like I honestly don't have so much to worry about.
Yeah.
So, but it was weird because this particular guy, like much further back, like I'd heard something weird. But whatever, and then I mean it lasted for a bit and then they ended up breaking up. But I think it was just weird, like us like being in the same.
That's my thing. I also don't want that. Like I don't want to be going out with my friends and then now my ex is there with my friend. Not to say that people can't date people's exes. Really, I get what you mean when you say you're not going to stand in the middle of people's happiness. But like when it's too close to home, it's just weird.
And also when maybe it hasn't been enough time that's passed.
Yeah.
Or you know what makes it worse? If the friend doesn't come to you and say, yo,
yes, let's have a conversation.
Let's talk about this. Da, da, da. For me, that's what makes it uncomfortable. Because if we talk, because I've been in that situation, but I went to my friend and I was like, actually, I'm like low-key lonely and this person's entertaining me and it's been a zillion years and you are now in another thing. So what do you say?
Yeah.
She gave me the juice, gave me the tips, said, have a good time, girl. And that was that. So, yeah.
Okay. This is the last question.
Yes. Moving on to your best and worst club experience.
My worst was probably when our friend was fighting with everybody last year.
I remember that night. Oh my god, that night was so crazy.
That night was wild.
That night was crazy.
That night was wild. That night was so wild. So wild.
I never.
But since we can't get into it, let me give you a better example. When you go to a place and you let them know or whatever. No, there used to be a club in the past where they book you and then like they'd only give you like, maybe I didn't understand that I wasn't famous enough for like a big rider at the time, right? So I just didn't understand I had to pay for stuff when all my other famous friends came over. So I'm like, why am I getting a bill like of 3,000 rand? Oh my God, no, I'm not doing that. So for me, just know if I come to your establishment and I do a lot, as in like, I have fun or whatever, I'm not in hiding, you're doing too much when you bring me the bill, and it just means I won't come here because I'm kind of spoiled. But my other worst experience was when I went out with an ex who just tended to get drunk a lot and got so drunk that they just didn't have their things together, and then I came there as a guest, like, and this person brought 1,100 people there, and guess who had to pay the bill? So my security still teases me about that because he said I'd never seen you pay the bill until that day, and he didn't like that boyfriend of mine.
No, I've experienced that a couple of times.
Anyway, my best experience was recently when I played super well in a club, like when I was like, that was like, because it's just a whole new moment. But I've had some of the best experiences I've had was performing Pearl Thusi with MT. I feel like I'm always gonna maybe appreciate that song more than what people think I should, because when that song was really big, I was living in New York, so I never got to experience the song at its height, you know, at its like biggest. So I'm still kind of enjoying that moment, and whenever we can be in the same place and perform that song, like, it's always fun. He had an event recently at Zone 6, and we got to have a planned performance for the first time where he actually asked me to pull up, and that was really cool. What a stand-up guy, what a gentleman, MT. Like, I really appreciate you.
My worst club experience, nothing hectic. I went to the bathroom, I was in a queue, and I was carrying a bucket bag so it doesn't close completely, and someone put their fingers in my bag and took my phone. I just hate being stolen from, so it really rubs me the wrong way. I think other worst club experiences in general is, I think that's it. Like, I never have a terrible time at the club. When I'm there, I'm there to have fun. And my best club experience, how would I say my best club experiences now? Oh no, my worst club experience. I'm so sorry, guys. I have to take it back 2 seconds. Yo, I went to this party once, and you know this thing of drinking out of people's drinks is a dangerous affair. I went to this party once. I was with a group of people in a section, and I didn't have a glass at the time. I was waiting for them to bring me a glass. So there was someone I'm familiar with in the section, and I'm not going to mention names. So I'm like, oh, can I please have a sip of your drink? We're actually friends. But I feel like when I say friends, I'm gonna narrow it down too much. But anyways, so yeah, I have a sip of this person's drink, and they're actually like, oh damn, don't drink my drink, there's something inside. So they put something in their drink for, obviously, to get a buzz, right?
I know exactly who you're talking about.
I got so lit, I was not okay. I was like, what the hell is going on with me? And the thing is, it wasn't just me who had some, it was me and 2 other friends. So all of us were literally like, whoa, what the hell is that? So yeah, guys, don't drink people's drinks. Hey, I was good on my drinks. And then yeah, that's it.
I do like Devon Gogo now. I get a thing that I can close with straw.
Yeah, that's better.
Because then the drink stays cold as well. I'm actually thinking of getting a Stanley cup for going out.
Doesn't she have like a Gucci cup or something?
I don't know. She's got like a few.
But yeah, it makes sense as a DJ.
Especially when those things happen when
and there's always like a lot of people in and out behind you guys. So
exactly.
You must get one.
Guys, if vodka I'm black out, so I don't remember those bad nights. Otherwise, I would have shared them. Like I stopped drinking vodka a little moment back. I'm done.
I think that's it for our questions, right?
Yes, that is.
Thank you so much for coming, babe.
Pleasure, babe.
I love you so much. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too, babe. What a lovely, refreshing
session, right?
Yeah, this is so refreshing.
I
Usually
know.
it's serious things.
Next time we'll be vlogging in Kokstad.
Yes! Doing makeup tutorials in Kokstad.
Exactly.
Finding the next Mihlali in Kokstad. You understand?
Thank you so much for joining me, babes. Thank you, my loves, for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Find Pearl Thusi on socials. I mean, if you guys don't know where to find her, but where can we find you, guys? For those who don't know,
it's just Pearl Thusi everywhere. And if you don't already know where I'm at, maybe stay there in case you're bringing some negative vibes. Stay there, it's fine. You don't have to find me. I'm good where I'm at. Don't worry about me, sweetheart. Bye.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, my loves. Mwah.